Everyone's telling you that August is quiet, and most people believe it, and most people believe them go quiet. And then they have all the evidence they need to say, it's true, it was a quiet month. I'm here to tell you that that's not true, and I've got 2 years of evidence to prove it. Hello and welcome to Simple Business Dream Life. I'm Emma Hine, and today we're talking about August. And I don't mean in a how to survive the summer slump kind of way. I mean in a what if August was actually one of the best months of your year kind of way. Because for me, that's exactly what's happened for the last 2 years. And this year, I'm going bigger than ever. So, if you've already mentally written off the next few weeks, I want you to stick with me. Because by the end of this episode, I'm hoping you've maybe just changed your mind. Now, I want to start with where this belief actually comes from. August is quiet. Everybody says it, right? Me included. And it's not a lie. It does go quieter in August. But it gets repeated so often and so confidently that most people never stop to question what that actually means to them. They just accept it as a fact and behave accordingly. Slow down your content, stop selling, tell yourself there's no point because nobody's buying. And then at the end of August, you look back on that quiet month and there's your proof. Once again, August was quiet. But that quiet, that's not evidence that August doesn't work. That's evidence that you stopped showing up. Now, before I go any further, I feel I need to say something really important. Because this episode is not designed to make anyone feel bad for slowing down in August. If you've got kids off school and you need to be present for them, that is not just okay. That is absolutely the right thing to do. If you're exhausted and your body and your business are telling you to rest, there's a still season moment right there and you need to honour it. If August is genuinely your time to step back and recharge, then do that fully and with absolutely no guilt. But if you're slowing down simply because everyone else is, because you've been told it's quiet, so you assume it must be, because you haven't actually made a conscious choice about what August looks like for you, then you need to stick with me because this episode is absolutely for you. There's a big difference between choosing to slow down and defaulting to slow down. And that difference, that matters enormously. Okay, let's start by talking about what's actually happening in August from a business perspective. Because I think when you see it the way that I'm going to walk you through it, it might change how you feel about it. So I want you to sit a minute and think about your social media feed in August. Think about your inbox. Think about the content you're consuming. There's less of it, isn't there? Now, that's not because people have stopped scrolling. People never stop scrolling. Nobody switches off completely for 6 weeks. They're on the beach, scrolling. They're in a beer garden and they're scrolling. They're halfway through watching something on TV and they're scrolling. The scrolling never totally stops. But what does stop is the selling, the content, the noise. And that matters a lot. Because when there are fewer people competing for attention, the more attention you are going to get. When there are fewer options to choose from, the more likely you are that you're going to be the chosen one. When the noise drops, the signal gets louder. Your content lands differently in August. Not because it's better in August, but because there's less around it, less other people competing with it, fighting for the same attention, fighting for the same eyes. August isn't a quiet month for buyers, it's a quiet month for sellers. And they're two completely different things. And something else we're thinking about in August, people step back slightly from the business. The back to back client work, the full diary, the constant delivery, it eases off a little bit. And when people step back from the doing, they start thinking about the building. They start asking themselves, what do I actually need? What's working? What's not? What do I need to change when September arrives? They're in a completely different headspace, a more reflective one, a more open one, a less consumed one. Which means when your offer lands in front of them in August, they're not distracted by everything else in the plate. They have the headspace to actually consider it. They know what they need and they have the space to say yes to it. That's not a quiet audience, that's a ready audience. So let me tell you how I know this, because this isn't just theory. This is 2 years of real results, and it all started from one very happy accident. So let's go back to August 2024, my 50th birthday month. And I wanted to do something that felt bigger than just a birthday offer. Now, I'd always believed that August is quiet too, by the way, because in my e-commerce business, August genuinely was quiet despite us never slowing down. So I had real evidence that the theory was true, or at least I thought I did. But something felt different about 2024. Maybe it was the milestone birthday, maybe it was just a feeling. But I decided to do something a bit mad, a deal a day. Every single day for 31 days, I launched a brand new offer available for 24 hours only. Now, I set myself a target because I always do. I set myself a target of 5,000 because to me at that time that felt ambitious but achievable. Achievable in what I assumed would be a quiet month. Do you know what happened? I hit just under 10k. And that was revenue I'd not planned for, not expected. It was on top of everything else. But there was more. Beyond that, my audience grew. My visibility went through the roof. People were talking about what I was doing, sharing it, engaging within it, showing up every day to see what on earth Emma was doing next. And I sat there at the end of August thinking about everything I thought I knew about the month and realised I was completely wrong. So in 2025, I did it again. But this time I did it differently because I wanted to know, was it the excitement of the deal of the day that worked, the novelty, the daily dopamine hit, or something brand new landing every single day? Or was it simply the fact that I kept showing up and selling in a month when most people don't? So in 2025, I stripped it back. There was no deal of the day, no big elaborate experiment, no offer at all. Just one core thing that I sold consistently all month. Showing up, staying visible, keep going when everyone else is quiet. And it worked, which taught me everything I needed to know. It wasn't the format that made 2024 work, it was purely the showing up. When you go all in with something big and exciting, or whether you laser focus on one thing and sell it consistently, both work, as long as you actually show up. So this year I'm doing something I'm calling Organised Chaos, because I love a bit of organised chaos. It's a month-long party because, hey, August is my birthday month and I have decided I want to celebrate properly. It's going to be giveaways, surprises, prizes, deals woven throughout. I'm going to have a spin the wheel that's going to run all month. New things dropping when you least expect them. This is about fun first, with the money as a bonus rather than the other way round. It's my biggest experiment yet, and I genuinely have no idea exactly how it's going to unfold, which is entirely the point, really. Organised chaos, after all. And this year, for the first time, I'm inviting people behind the scenes. The real, raw reality of what it looks like to run something like this. The wins, the wobbles, the things that work and the things that don't. And if you want to come on that journey with me, I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a second. But first, I want to make this strategic case for beyond just August itself. Because I think this is the bit that maybe will change how you think about the next few weeks. September is a new school year. It feels like a new year for lots of people. But September is therefore always a big month in business. People come back with heightened excitement, the energy has shifted, everyone's ready to go again. And there is always a noticeable gap between the business owners who kept going in August and the ones who just wrote it off and did nothing. The ones who kept going hit September with a warm audience already primed, with visibility already built, with momentum that didn't stop and restart, it just kept building. They don't have to spend the first 2 weeks of September warming people back up and reminding them that, hey, I'm here. They're already in the room, already known, already trusted, and ready to go. The ones who went quiet Spend the first part of September getting back up to speed, rebuilding the habit of putting content out there and engaging with their audience, trying to recreate momentum from scratch. And by the time they're back in the room, the people who kept going already are 3 steps ahead. September is a one in August. And the decision about which camp you're in, you need to make that right now. So, what does this mean? Because I want to be really clear that I'm not saying you need to do what I'm doing. You don't need organised chaos. You don't need a deal a day. You don't need a month-long party and giveaways and prizes and spin the wheels and all of that crazy stuff. But what you do need to do is make a decision. What does your August look like? Is it all in with something exciting and experimental? Is it laser focused on one thing sold consistently? Is it using the quieter field to build your visibility and grow your audience ready for September? Whatever it looks like, make it intentional. Make it a choice you've made, not a default you've fallen into. And if you want some company while you do it, if you want the accountability of knowing other people are showing up alongside you, if you want to behind the scenes what organised chaos actually looks like in real time, the good bits, the messy bits, and everything in between, then come and find me. I'm running something exclusive for the people who want to use in August intentionally this year, and I'd absolutely love to have you in it. I'm going to pop the details in the show notes. Well, here's what I want you to take away from today. August is not quiet. August is an empty playing field. And empty playing fields are not a problem. They're an opportunity. The people who understand that are the ones who show up anyway, who keep going when everyone else has gone to the beach, mentally, if not intentionally, who use the space and the quieter noise to get seen, get known, and get ready for everything September is going to bring. The question isn't whether August can work for your business. The question is whether you're going to work for your business in August. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next time.